Hey everybody, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for being with us. Today we are doing turkey Caprese sliders. Man, we're going to put some fresh basil in our turkey, man, with some breadcrumbs. It's going to be really good. Make a real nice patty. We're going to add some basil and some mozzarella. It's going to be a great little dish. I hope you guys enjoy it. We're going to get started over here. This is Cooking Today. Welcome to the show. Man, I hope you're having a good day. I'm really stoked about the show today. We are going to do a little turkey burger slider. Caprese. We got some mozzarella and some basil. This is going to be a good little episode here. I'm excited. I'm going to get myself gloved up because our first job is to make us some patties. And we're using just some good ground turkey. About 1 pound of it. I also need just a little landing area for the burgers once we get them pattied. So we use this little sheet tray here. But it's a real simple little recipe. We're going to add 1 egg to the 1 pound of ground turkey. Just as a binding agent. It's going to help us a lot. We're also going to add 1 cup of breadcrumbs. And I added a little bit of herbs to that. It's got some dried parsley, some dried oregano to it, just some herbed out breadcrumbs. Gonna add some black pepper and then some salt. And then I'm gonna take a couple of leaves of basil. And I have a couple that are dark here that I don't want to use for my burger. So I'll get those really finely chopped. I want them broken down pretty good so that they go real well, mix real well with the ground turkey. Okay? So once I get a chiffonade going, I'm going to come back and just go across it. If you're chopping and you have those gloves on like this, just have to be extra careful. The gloves stick out a little further than the skin, so you just got to be real careful with that. Try not to hurt yourself. Okay, and just get those couple of leaves chopped up. We're going to add those right into our mix. Okay, get every bit of that in there. What I'll do, I'll start to mix it all together. I want to make sure that I get that egg really blended in and make sure it's broken up. Just combine it all real good. Okay, so that there's not a big clump of basil sitting in one spot. You want the burgers to be real consistent, all to look the same, taste the same. Okay. And once you get it all mixed together, if your mixture will make a ball like that and end up just like that, just be, really bound up, you got a good mix going on. So what I'll do, because they're going to shrink up some, not a whole lot, not as fatty as it would if it were just ground beef, but we just want to start to press our patties. And listen, they don't have to be absolutely perfect, but you want to make them that they're a little bit larger than the bread you're going to use. Okay, and we're going to save it out right there. We'll do the same thing a few more times here. The longer you go, there is some fat in there. There is some. Okay, so you'll see a little bit of stickiness. Now, that's why we use the gloves. So it helps us work a little bit cleaner. And if you want to use a maybe a parchment paper laid down on the surface of your board or your table. That'll help you as well, because you can make that patty into, a nice ball, or make that, get you a portion like that, and you can just press it down on the parchment and it'll work out just fine. I like to use my hands for this just because it makes it a little bit more rustic if they're not just absolutely a perfect patty. You just want to separate the mix so that you get plenty. Got to have enough for everybody. And if you're having a big party, if you have a bunch of people over, and you got to do a bunch of these, you may want to make them a little bit smaller than this, just depending on what size of bread you have. Just totally up to you. One of those things that is the chef's choice. Okay, but we'll patty up our last couple here. Just spread it out real good. And those look great. Those are going to be real, real good. Okay, and once you get them all set up on the sheet tray, they're all good. We can get rid of these guys, and I am going to get a quick wash going on in my hands. We'll use the nice pump. Just get our hands cleaned up. Get them dried up here. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is add a little bit of oil to this skillet that's on the stove right here. We'll move our patties out. We're going to add just a little bit of oil, just so we don't make too huge a mess. We get a whole lot sticking going on our pan. You guys, we're going to take a quick break here. When we come back, we'll get our patties fried up, and we'll get the rest of the prep done for our burger sliders, our Caprese sliders. You guys, please come back with me. This is Cooking Today. Up next, we'll get our patties cooked up. All right, welcome back. And we are going to go ahead and get our burger patties right into our pan. Get those guys cooking right now. We'll do some other prep work as well that we need for these. These are going to be real, real good. Right now, try and be real careful not to mess up my nonstick skillet, this piece of metal in my hand. Okay, let's let that guy go. While that's working, I'm going to grab some lettuce and tomatoes out of the fridge here. So let's see. We've got, good, some beautiful red leaf lettuce. Perfect. Let's see what else we got here. Real good tomato. Let's see. We got basil, and then we need there we are. We need this guy here too, because this is going to make our Caprese right here. This is the fresh mozzarella. It's going to be real good. And we're using pearls today. And the pearls are going to be a part of the burger. And you want to use a medium skillet on the stove. Man, these will work great on the stove. You got to make sure that baby's good and hot in the beginning. But right on the stove top is fine. Right in the skillet. Just make sure you get these guys flipped over several times. Add the cheese to the top and put it in the oven. Man, you got a great little patty. Okay, so we'll just get a quick flip on our turkey burgers. We just don't want to burn these. And we got the temperature turned down relatively low. I mean, we're at medium heat. And I just want to get a good flip. Again, I don't want too crispy on these guys. And we're going to let them cook on that side right there while I do a little bit of other prep here. And I have a beautiful, beautiful tomato, vine ripe. And I just want to get it cut into slices, relatively thick. And I'm going to quarter it as well so it'll fit on our bread. Make a nice look out of it, just like that. Then I'm going to save all of these guys here, right over here to this plate, just long enough to finish up the rest of the prep. We'll do the same thing to this part of the tomato. Just hang on to it right there. Looks good. Okay, and I love using the red leaf lettuce. The red leaf lettuce gives you some good color. Man, it's just that good effect that you want out of a dish like this. So what we'll do, we'll take and cut off the bottom of it. Okay, we'll take it over to the sink, and I'm going to take where I cut it right there and turn the cold water on. Just let it start to rinse, and I want to run my water down through there. Okay, separate those leaves as much as you can, but you want to let the water run down through and out. Okay, really just shake all the excess water off of it. Okay, and we'll save them right here on our plate. Now this is going to look really cool. Okay, we're going to come right back to our burgers and just get a flip ski on these guys one more time. It doesn't take that turkey very long to cook. Okay, it's all ground up. Okay, and I'm going to go all the way down to that, to low from there. Okay, and also at this point what I'm going to do is take my mozzarella, just get the package open. You can find this mozzarella at any of the stores, man. It's around. You can find it for sure. But these pearls are cool. What I like to do with these pearls is go ahead and add them right to the top of my patties, just like that. You know, 4 or 5, maybe 6. Put them right on top. We're going to save the rest to pretty much make our capreses out of. Okay. Now, just for a few moments, I have the oven set at 400. I'm going to put this in the oven just to get that cheese started to melt, and pretty much finish the burgers off. If there's any indication in there, and they're just a little bit soft, so we'll just kind of finish them up. They are running clear for me, so we'll just kind of finish them up in the oven and let that fresh mozzarella get a real good melt going on. And it's going to be a great little dish, you guys. After the break, we come back. We're going to go ahead and put some sliders together and finish it out for you, show you what this all looks like when we put it together. This is Cooking Today. When we come back, we're going to build our sliders. Okay, guys, welcome back to the show. Man, we sure are enjoying ourselves. It's been a good, fun day. We're going to show you what these turkey burgers look like. The sliders coming out of the oven. They look great. We got that cheese nice and melted. Looks beautiful. Now, if you want some brown on that mozzarella, there is not one bit of problem using your broiler and getting some good bubble on that cheese on the top. There's no problem with that. If that's what you want to do, man, you go right ahead. And I didn't make the buns for the sliders today. These are just some store-bought little buns. Man, they work out real good. They're nice and soft, but they're still whole. So we have to slice them to make our sliders. And you can find this anywhere. Any bakery will have this type of bread for you for the slider application. So what I'll do is I'll put all my tops on one side and all the bottoms on the other, just so I can start to do my plating with it. What I'll do, I'll take the lettuce and just pick out the leaves that work perfectly on each piece of bread. So maybe even some might even get 2, just depending on how it looks, just so I can have a real nice edge all the way around. Okay, and I'll be real picky and choosy about the bread, or the lettuce. I'll get me a nice one like that, and then I'll come right back on top with another one like that. Okay, just so that you get that red leaf effect all the way around. Okay, get that guy. Get back on there. Where are you going? Thank you. Then we'll put the last piece on right here, just like that. Okay, and I'm a real big fan of building my burger, the toppings on the bottom. It's just kind of how I was taught. So what I'll do from here, I'll add one piece of tomato to the bottom. Just like that. Since we cut it into quarters anyway, it makes a good look, a real good effect. Okay, and we'll grab our spatula and we'll go ahead and get our burgers placed on. And that cheese, boy, look at that. Got a little crispy right there in between. So good. We'll get that burger right on top of each one of these that have the lettuce on. Just like that. Okay, we'll move that over just a smidgen so we can get this one set up like that. Looks great. Get you back in there. Stay. Okay, now, then what I'll do, I'll come back with some tomato and some more of the mozzarella just so I can have some of the cold stuff. Okay? But I will do this. Put me a couple of those guys in there. Grab me a nice leaf of basil. Get it on there. Man, just like that. Do the same thing to the other ones. Just get me a nice slice tomato, a couple of pieces, and get me some good basil right on top. Just like that. Makes my caprese really nice, really stand out. Okay, we'll get a tomato on this one. Couple of pieces of mozzarella, and if you're using a ring mozzarella or a whole lobe of mozzarella, it'll be a little bit different for you. Just make sure you add some basil right on that guy. Do one more right here. Get us a couple of these pearls just like that. Put them right on there. So nice. Okay, come and put our tops on just like that. Beautiful little sliders. Let me grab a plate. Right out of there. And also in the utility drawer, I know that I have 1, 2, 3, 4 little toothpicks. Watch this. Put a little toothpick down in there, a little frill pick. And there's our sliders, you guys. Made with so much love. Oh my goodness. I love doing a dish like this. This is served as an appetizer. You can serve a couple of them as an entree for your guests. Totally up to you. I think they're going to love it. I'm going to grab one other thing because I love, even though it's turkey, even though it's got fresh mozzarella on it, there is nothing wrong with a nice, good pickle on the side of that plate, just like that. Put a couple of those on there. Beautiful little garnish on your plate. And there they are. Beautiful. Look at that. Caprese turkey sliders. This is cooking today. Maybe. And I love using red leaf lettuce. It just makes the dish look great. Just some store-bought rolls will do just fine. Whatever you want to use for bread. But you just got to add a little basil to the top with the tomatoes and the pearls of mozzarella. And you have a cool little slider. Check out this episode and all the recipes on nwahomepage.com under the Cooking Today tab. Like us on Facebook, just search for Cooking Today. Check out this episode and all the episodes on YouTube, just search Cooking Today. Man, what a great dish. They turned out so good. Man, turkey, caprese sliders. If you want to add a little balsamic, some kind of a sauce to it, a little balsamic ketchup, it would help a little bit if you want. Just totally up to you. But I think the dish turned out just fine. Join us again next time. We're going to have a cool recipe for you. I'm Stephen Brooks, and that's Cooking Today.
Cooking Today, sponsored by Tyson Foods, proud makers of Tyson fresh and frozen chicken products and Tones seasonings. We make the meal. Grill provided by Sam's Club. Life is better in the club. Appliances provided by Metro Appliances and more. Cookware and serveware provided by World Kitchen and NWA Restaurant Supply. Food provided by Tankersley Food Service. Produce provided by Kimball and Thompson Produce Company.